Hi, my name is Roger Burlton, and it's going to be my pleasure to be teaching the business architecture class for TTI Italy very, very soon. I am the president of an organization called Process Renewal Group, and I also chair some fairly substantial conferences around the world on business architecture and value streams and processes and how we get work done in a better way. I am a consultant as well as a trainer, and have had the pleasure of introducing these new ideas to over 70,000 people in all industries, in all regions of the world, all of them facing very similar yet unique challenges of their own. I'm going to be teaching this in a very practical way in several sections so we can absorb it. And hopefully we'll get a chance to do some exercises to apply some of the ideas as well. Business architecture is pretty active right now because so many people are trying to make change happen. And what we're facing is things like digitalization. We're facing things like new competitive threats. We're facing things like cost pressures and just challenges to sort of stay with what's happening in our marketplaces as they evolve. So we have to evolve and find better ways of doing things so we can head those things off before they hit us in a way that's not going to be very attractive. We want to get ahead of the game. There's ways of doing business architecture, many of which are theoretical, sound good on surface, but every organization has its own unique challenges. And you have to make sure that you can do business architecture in a very practical way. It's a long journey to get all of it under control, but you have to start somewhere. And you have to start with what's right for you and your organization. We'll talk about that in the training. A lot of the training itself will be discussions about how we can make it work best for your particular organization. Our approach is very practical. As an organization, we've done over 100 initiatives like this, as I said, in many industries in many countries, including Italy. And we're going to see that we want to make sure that we can make it something you can sell, something that people will understand, and also develop your own skills as we're doing it. The business architecture is a fairly comprehensive approach. It has a lot of moving parts, but a lot of parts that have to work with one another in order for you to be successful. It's not good enough just to have a set of capabilities. It's not good enough to have a set of value streams. It's not good enough to have your information models figured out. We have to start with what's the strategy? How can we interpret that strategy in a way that we can build appropriate solutions to make it realizable, to realize that strategy and make it executable? So understanding the strategy is the starting point. Understanding the external stakeholders and what's important, what value we produce for them, what products and services we deliver, what information we exchange is going to be critical. And we'll talk about all of those aspects. In addition to that, we're going to talk about information concepts. We're going to talk about capabilities, as I just mentioned. And we certainly will talk about how we get work done in the organization. Measurement will be an important aspect. How do we measure all of this? How do we basically report back to see, are we realizing our strategy? Prioritization, where should we invest our scarcest resources for the biggest return on investment? And what would the roadmaps look like? How will we roll it all out? How do we make sure that each initiative is connected to what we need to do? So we basically have called this collecting, connecting, and correcting the dots. What that means is collecting all the various aspects of architecture, making sure we know what they are, and then connecting them up. So if I make a change in a process, I want to know all the business rules which are affected by that. If I build a new capability, what are all the activities we conduct that are going to take advantage of that new capability? So the connection among the pieces, knowing where things are used, is going to be critical, and we're definitely going to talk about that in a significant way. We'll also talk about how do we get the most gain for the changes, where's the biggest pain that's driving those changes, and how do we come up with a portfolio that absolutely makes sense for all of us. So that's where the collecting and the connecting comes in. We're also going to talk about correcting. How do we basically find the need for change and make sure we basically put our money where it needs to be spent and our scarce human resources where it best will pay off for us. So those are the things that we're going to do throughout it. It'll be very interactive, and hopefully you'll get a chance to have some good discussion and figure out the best way to make business architecture practical for you, something that you can implement, something you feel confident you can start with and stay on the journey until you are able to support your organization in the most effective way. So that's what we're going to be doing. I look forward to speaking to a lot of you. Hopefully, I'll be seeing you all very, very soon. Thank you.